New information about the disheartening shooting in Nashville. We have the latest. A Norman tornado survivor got his first warning from OU Nightly. He begins to put his life back together. And how to ensure you know where your favorite four-legged friend is in a storm. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Dana Searles.
And I'm Cameron Joyner. We begin tonight with news that Headington Hall is being evacuated. Everyone inside the building is being forced to go outside because the 5th floor began to smell of smoke.
Yeah, the Norman Fire Department is on the scene, and a Headington Hall resident advisor confirmed to OU Nightly that it was the 5th floor laundry room. The cause of the smoke has not yet been determined.
Metro Nashville police releasing the body cam footage of 2 officers today showing the heart-stopping moments inside a small private elementary school Monday. CNN's Mike Valerio is in Nashville and brings us that body cam footage.
Horrific sounds of gunfire ring through Nashville's Covenant Elementary School. Police say the 28-year-old attacker entered a side door, blasting through with a high-powered rifle. Once inside, the shooter opens fire, killing 3 children and 3 staffers. Within minutes, police are in the school.
Move! Move! There was no hesitating. They went through that door, and they were looking for the shooter, and they engaged as soon as they found the shooter.
Right here. It's locked. The officers move quickly, tactically, checking classrooms for the shooter. Gunshots getting louder on the 2nd floor. 14 minutes after the first 911 call, the armed attacker is found and neutralized by officers Rex Engelbert and Michael Colazzo.
You see these well-organized, courageous young men rushing to the sound of the gunfire.
Found in the shooter's car, a series of writings. On the killer, 3 guns, an AR-15 rifle, and 2 9mm handguns with 30-round magazines. Police say the shooter was under a doctor's care for an emotional disorder.
Law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment she was receiving, but her parents felt that she should not own weapons. As it turned out, she had been hiding several weapons within the house.
Chief Drake says those weapons were all purchased legally.
Also within the shooter's documents found by investigators was what they're calling a manifesto. Notes by the killer identified a second possible attack location in Nashville, but the killer indicated there was too much security at that location and opted not to go, said Nashville's police chief. Today also marks 1 month since an EF tornado tore through Norman. OU Nightly's Jayden Brannon is coming to us with a live look at one homeowner's journey to recovery.
Cameron, Dana, I'm here in East Norman where residents have been piling up their home's memories onto their curbs. Now I got to speak with one homeowner about what he has been cleaning up since last month's tornado and how he's gotten to watch his home's transformation.
It was just a regular night where we were sitting around relaxing.
A Sunday night where most East Ridge residents were getting ready for the work week, but rather an EF2 tornado ripped through Norman.
Everybody, looks like it went through there. It hit the front of our house.
David Hallam was warned by OU Nightly's weather coverage, but wasn't prepared for what he would see the next time he came out.
When you get out, you don't realize from the storm shelter, you don't know, do you have a place to stay that night? Where do you take the dogs? Where do you go? You know, what do we do from there?
But now, residents are cleaning up, trying to redesign the lives they once had.
Then all of a sudden you get to choose all the new colors and all this kind of stuff, so we were able to make some changes too.
Hallam works remotely and has gotten to watch the progress of the damage being turned back into a home.
What's cool is that it's the sound of your life getting put back to normal.
Through the storm, he learned to stay optimistic.
But I think the key is just to rely on your neighbors and get to know them, because then you're able to check on if everybody's okay and then be neighborly.
Now behind me is David Hallam's home, which is expected to be completed by this Friday, and other Norman residents that have been affected by the tornado are asked to have their debris on their curbs by the end of the day today. Reporting live in Norman, Jayden, Brannon, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Jayden, for that look at that homeowner's home that's being rebuilt. But I'm really excited about some warmer weather coming in. What about you, Dana?
Yeah, definitely, but it has felt pretty cold here today, so let's check in with OU Nightly meteorologist Catherine Liberta to see why we are seeing this cooler weather.
That's right, Wall. It is sunny out right now. It's pretty cool out here. I probably should have grabbed a jacket because we've got a chilly wind coming out of the north right now. It's a bitter wind, gusting at around 15 to 20 miles per hour, and those winds are what's keeping our temperatures cool. We're seeing 50s across the state right now, and those temperatures have been like that for the past couple of days, but it's springtime in Oklahoma, so there's a change up on the way. We're going to have warmer temperatures for the rest of the week, plus the winds are going to be sweeping down the plain, and I'll tell you why you should keep your eyes in the skies tonight, all coming up in Maine weather. Back to you.
Thanks, Catherine. Continuing on the topic of weather, through hail, sleet, wind, and rain, our pets are with us through the worst of it. But it's the responsibility of the owner to make sure they can be. OU Nightly's Gouch has more on why this is important to owners and to shelters.
Springtime can mean many things for Oklahomans. Warm weather, pretty flowers, and even allergies. But for some pet owners, storm season is the only thing on their minds.
I've had dogs run away in the past, and it's really sad when you lose your pet.
For any pet owner, losing their furry friend can be a nightmare, especially after a hectic storm.
I don't know how to navigate a storm. I'm not going to go drive in a tornado if something happens to my dog. So having the microchip has definitely been a big relief as far as safety goes, because you never know what could happen.
Although tagged collars can come in handy, the possibility of them falling off makes them unreliable. Chipped is forever.
It will always be with that pet.
This is why the Moore Animal Shelter is having a $10 microchipping special for all Oklahomans.
So this is something we like to do to make sure all the pets in our city, but also other cities, are microchipped and can get home safely.
Something this tiny,
it's about the size of a grain of rice,
can be the difference between getting your pet home and tirelessly searching for them.
The dog's shoulder blades, and you just pop it in like that.
Not only are they looking out for the community, but for the shelter as well.
We always have an influx of animals after any kind of major storm. It is the best thing you could do for your pet to guarantee that you're going to get them home safely.
To get your four-legged friend chipped, call the number on your screen and visit the Moore Animal Shelter from April 4th through the 28th. Reporting in Moore, Gouch, OU Nightly.
The shelter is also offering $5 custom ID tags every day.
And trash is piling up on the streets of France as protests continue, with the French government and unions locked in a standoff. OU Nightly's Fitzer joins us with the headlines and others in the news center.
It's day 10 of protesting against President Emmanuel Macron's unpopular pension reform plan, moving the retirement age from 62 to 64. An extra 5,000 troops are in the capital and an additional 13,000 around the rest of the country. But there has been no sign of relief, even though the plans are already in place. The government says they have no plans to reverse the decision, no matter the protest. And in Mexico, 39 foreign migrants are dead after a fire at a migration center. Officials say the fire started by migrants inside the building, scared of being deported. The migrants moved mattresses to block the doors and set fire to them. 29 people are left injured. And for the co-founder of cryptocurrency, Sam Bankman-Fried, prosecutors are adding bribery to the list of charges against him. They say he tried to bribe Chinese government officials with $40 million, along with allegedly trying to pay off an official in an effort to unfreeze accounts. This is the 13th criminal charge against Bankman-Fried. And thanks to a Carnival cruise ship and the Coast Guard, 3 boaters off the Gulf of Mexico were rescued from their sinking ship. Cameron, Dana.
Thanks, Carolynn. And for those of you who might need a little bit of help managing your money better, Apple may have a solution.
We'll tell you about the new form of payment when we come back. And your Twitter feed could be looking a little different.
Coming up, we'll tell you what changes the Twitter CEO is making. And if you're using Twitter for free right now, the app may soon take away some features from you. OU Nightly's Carolynn Felling has that and more in science and technology.
CEO Elon Musk says soon only paid subscribers will be the ones you see on your For You feed. Starting April 15th, those who do not pay for Twitter will not be allowed to vote in polls. Musk says this change is battling the bot accounts, and he's also pushing for people to pay $84 a year. And today, Apple introducing a new way to pay, allowing you to divide your purchases into 4 payments over 4 weeks. Apple Pay Later allows users to manage, track, and pay loans from their Apple Wallet. It will start at $50 and go up to $1,000 for purchases that accept Apple Pay. And here's your chance to catch a special planetary parade in the sky. Tonight, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, and Mars will line up near the moon. Experts say this is your rare chance to take a glimpse of Uranus, which usually isn't visible. If you want to see the lineup, just look towards the west right after the sunset tonight. And even though the planets are millions and millions of miles away, experts say the planets will glow bright enough so you can see them with just your eyes. Cameron, Dana.
Thanks, Carolyn. It's a really cool story. A local business is striving to make a difference here in Norman.
Find out how you could get involved coming up. And I do know that we will be starting to feel that spring Oklahoma weather, but with that comes that Oklahoma wind.
Catherine Liberta is in the studio to tell us what our next few days could look like.
That's right. Temperatures are going to skyrocket as we head over the next couple of days. The biz looks beautiful, and so is the rest of the week. We'll have that all coming up right after this. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. We have had some cooler temperatures over the past couple of days because we've seen, like I said earlier, winds coming out of the north, and so that's bringing our temperatures down. Right now outside on campus, we are seeing temperatures in the 50s. We can see that winds coming out of the north, 11 miles per hour. Dew point's pretty low, so it's a beautiful day outside, even though you might want to grab your jacket. But current temperatures right now across the metro sitting in the 50s for most of us, and across the state, same story, lots of 50s, a couple of 60s down in southeastern Oklahoma. But we are going to see those temperatures drop as we head throughout this evening. We're going to see our temperatures drop down into the 30s as we head overnight tonight. And right now we've got clear skies, and these clear skies should stick around as we head into this evening, which means that it's going to be perfect for that planetary alignment tonight. So that's going to be right after sunset tonight. And so if you're on campus, you're going to want to face towards I-35, and then you're going to be able to see all of these planets, including the moon, are all going to line up, but you're going to want to do it early, right after sunset, because Jupiter and Mercury will start to go down below the horizon as we head later into the evening. Now, highs tomorrow sitting in the 60s, very normal for this time of year, but then we're going to have those wind gusts start to change and come from the south, and that's what's going to bring that warmer weather. But the big story is going to be Thursday and Friday. Those wind gusts are going to get up into the 30s, even the 50s in some places. Then as we look at the rest of this week, we're going to see a roller coaster of temperatures. Like I said, because we have those winds coming out of the north, that's what's keeping us below average. But then we are going to start to jump above average. And then as we head into this weekend, we're going to cool down just a bit before we jump right back up, way above average as we head into next week. Now, looking at your 7-day forecast, your temperatures are going to be pretty consistent as we head throughout the rest of the week. So 60s, we do have a chance for some rain on Friday, but look at your lows. You can see even Thursday to Friday, Thursday night is going to be beautiful with temperatures in the 60s. And then as we look at the rest of the weekend, as we head into next week, temperatures are going to jump up into the 80s. Lows are going to be beautiful, and temperatures and conditions are going to be beautiful as we head into next week. Ladies.
Thanks, Catherine. And Second Wind Coffee House on Campus Corner is teaming up with the American Red Cross to help you prepare for spring severe weather. The coffee house is donating some of their sales this week to help with disaster relief efforts.
We run on a donation-based system, so you are given a recommended price and you're welcome to pay that price. You're welcome to pay $100, $0. It's totally up to you.
The two nonprofits are also hosting a free CPR training at Second Wind Coffee House on Thursday, plus teaching you how to prepare for disasters.
A Sooner softball star is back and earning awards while at it.
That's right. OU Nightly's Jimmy Wicks has that story and more in sports.
That's right, the Sooners rack up more hardware after their trip to Ames, and another Sooner season may be over, but he still plays on. I will have the details right after this. Hello, I'm Jimmy Wicks, and it's time for sports. While the Sooners may be done on the court this season, both squads are still finding ways to win. In his one and only season playing for the Crimson and Cream, Sooner star Grant Sherfield has been selected for the Reese's All-Star Game and three-point contest. Sherfield averaged just under 16 points, 3 assists, along with 11 20-point games this season. The contest will be held this Friday at 3 p.m. and the three-point contest at 6:30. From one senior star to an incoming star, 5-star Sooner signee Sahara Williams will be named to the McDonald's All-American team. Williams already has an impressive resume, tallying more than 1,000 points, a gold medal, and now playing in the McDonald's All-Star Game. And the last Iowa native to be named to the All-American team, Caitlin Clark. Hitting it over to the Diamond, OU baseball wraps up their 4-game road trip with a midweek bout with Wichita State. This will be their second of 3 matchups with the Shockers this season. Last time out, the Sooners lost 6-2 at home earlier this month. First pitch will be tonight at 6 p.m. After returning to the softball diamond from her illness, Grace Lyons has been on fire. The redshirt senior led the Sooners to a series sweep over Iowa State. She hit over 600 in that series, tallied a pair of home runs, along with 4 RBIs. Next up for the Sooners is a World Series rematch and Red River Showdown with Texas this weekend. From one number one to another, women's gymnastics begins their postseason campaign right here in Norman. The Sooners will compete at 6:45 in the evening session on Thursday. Of the 9 teams, 2 teams from each session will move on to Saturday's final. The OU volleyball team have yet another top 20 recruit in their class. OU head volleyball coach Aaron Mansfield announced Monday the addition of Ireland McNeese for the 2023 season. McNeese recorded over 1,200 kills, 1,000 digs, and 200 aces in her high school career. The Thunder stormed towards the end of the regular season. With just 7 games left, the Charlotte Hornets are coming to town. The Thunder will be without star guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander due to an ankle injury, according to multiple reports. OKC is 5-6 this season without Shai. Pepper, Cameron, back to you.
Thanks, Jimmy. And sticking with sports, one high school athlete uses a classic trick to score and secure a win.
We'll tell you what that clever trick is coming up. And a video is going viral of one high school softball player using the oldest trick in the book, the Made You Look.
Check out this video of Jada Walton from Carthage High School in East Texas, who almost got tagged out until she just pointed at first base. The catcher fell for the trick as Jada headed for home plate.
Jada has definitely earned ultimate bragging rights at Carthage High School. Won that game 7-5.
I honestly, if I was that catcher, I would have just felt, I mean, she just looked right behind her.
I think I would have fell for it, honestly.
I
If I saw her do that, I wouldn't have known what to do.
I absolutely would have too.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of softball, we have a game coming up on this Friday, and I think it might be time to get outside for that spring weather.
Definitely. Let's check back in with Carolynn Liberta for the rest of this week's forecast and a special game day forecast.
That's right, ladies. We've got a national championship rematch on Friday night at Hall of Fame Stadium up in Oklahoma City. First pitch is at 6 p.m. and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful night. Temperatures in the 70s starting out, dropping down into the 60s as they head throughout the rest of the game. But then they're going to travel down to Norman on Saturday and Sunday for games 2 and 3. It's beautiful temperatures again for a classic Red River Showdown. Ladies, back to you.
That's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Cameron Joyner.
And I'm Dana Searles. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.